we talk through some of the sort of setup changes that we've been through today, okay, number one, first and foremost, obviously the shaft lean, okay? We don't want a lot of shaft lean at setup. We want to be nice and neutral, but we create the shaft lean with that dragging drill through the swing, okay? So if the hands get too far forward, okay, it puts your right hand, you see quite a bit underneath there. The fact we can see kind of part of the grip between your fingers means your right thumb is kind of twisted around there compared to that one there. That to me is certainly good enough. I mean, in an ideal world, it's probably on the stronger side, shall we say, but being a slightly strong grip hasn't done Dustin Johnson any harm, so we can get away with that. You can certainly control the club face with that position, okay? That, for me, that right, which is a bit underneath, it's just going to cause, and what would happen in your golf swing, if we watch your thumb as you go back, how your thumb is kind of on top of the grip, as you go back here now, if we sort of stop the club up there, you can see where your thumb's going. Now, that's going to be just like, that's almost like I'm going to grip. I'd imagine there, the tension in there, and then there, and then there, and then basically every part of your body is now locked. So what we're looking at now is obviously impact. Now, yes, I know this is a small move, okay, but the more you can build this up, so this is the sort of drill we're practicing now, getting that club to here, okay. That's got impact there. So you can see when you do that now, bit of hip twist there, sort of bump that club through. If we look at your impact kind of at the same kind of spot, so that's basically the same position relative in terms of where your hands are and where the club head is kind of in the two. Now, this one here now, as you go through, scrape drag, a lot of hand action there, that's lovely, I like that, that hand action is good. Nice strike of the golf club, ball wasn't going left there, nice to control the club face, movement to target, heads following the chest and turning through with it, nice movement, okay? We compare that impact to that impact. Your left arm's got nowhere to go, your head's staying down a long time, your body's sort of popping up, and yes, admittedly speed will help encourage that, but the same movement you're making is actually being caused by a lot of that with the tension, the grip, the way you're holding the golf club, I suppose in some ways fear of the ball going left, trying to sort of stop it going to the left and doing things to sort of accommodate that with the ball going that direction, okay? So if we can work on this movement here now, okay, and again you can actually say, hey, golf ball's doing that, striker, that was lovely, club face was obviously square, what you then got to try and do is implement the fuller move with the club up here somewhere, okay, as it then comes back down to the golf ball in that same kind of fashion, where the club's sort of staying nice and low, extending through, and then using your hand action correctly, not saying, I'm very handy. Well, yeah, if you look at that, that's a very handy swing, but that amount of hand action wouldn't be a problem. If we sort of look at those two there, that's had more hand action based on the fact that right hand's folded over your left arm more in effect, but this will feel more handy because the angle in that forearm here feels greater, whereas this now is probably on a softer curve. So doing this gives that feel, I'm really handsy. If the ball's going left, what's your initial thought? I must be too handsy, I'll take my hands out of it. Take your hands out of it, you'll weaken the shot. The ball's going to go in a little bit to the right, and again that sort of movement trying to stop it going left, as you said, the drop kick, hit the ground behind the golf ball, and then you just go for that. And then when you're at the ground behind the golf ball, what do you do? Put the ball back here. Logic would suggest if your ball had been correct in the first place, and you're at the ground beyond the ball, okay, well I'll move the ball back here. The way to think of this though, if you're trying to hit the green line, and you're hitting the blue line, if you move the ball back to the blue line, there's a pretty good chance you'll hit the red line. Because you're trying to hit where the ball is. You're not trying to hit the ball, you're not trying to hit behind the ball deliberately, you're trying to make contact with the ball. So if your strike point is here, and you're striking it here, if you move the ball to here, you're going to move your strike point back with it. Because you're not intentionally hitting the golf ball behind the golf ball, are you?
How far off of the neutral point, let's call it the neutral point.
So middle of the stand, we'll say middle being neutral,
With shorter and longer clubs, how much should the ball move? I think I've been playing it too far off of both
For
feet.
me, there is a bit of a, I won't say misconception in ball position, but for me, I as you know, I have to keep things as simple as possible, okay? If I try and this is the best I can do as a drawing, okay? So if we think that's the golf ball there, okay, this is going to be left heel, okay? That would be, so these are your feet down here with the arrow. That's your driver setup, okay? The ball's way forward, okay? This now, the blue ball will say is anything off the ground. So that's going to be 3-wood. That'd be a sort of 3-wood and long iron setup. Now if I then think, okay, that's my 3-wood hybrid 4-iron, 5-iron setup. That blue circle is certainly left of centre, right? Now, with a 7 or an 8-iron, my feet are going to get a bit narrower because the club's shorter. So now my feet are there. So that blue circle now is looking a little bit more towards centre. I get a wedge in my hand, really small club. Oh, it's in the centre. I'm now chipping. Oh, I'm really close. Oh, the ball's back in the stance. All that's happened is your trail foot, this one, has moved in this direction, which gives the impression this ball now is moving that way. It's not. You're just moving the gap narrower. So if that ball, should we say, at the blue circle there is 6 inches left, or 6 inches from your left heel, and your feet are 18 inches wide, that ball is 1/3, then 2/3 to the right. If you bring your foot into 12 inches, now in the middle. If you bring your foot into 9 inches, it's now 3 inches from the back foot. So I like to try and keep the ball pretty constant. So driver is left heel, on a T-peg definitely, okay? Blue circle, the ball heading off the ground. And all that happens is your feet get narrower or wider depending on the club you've got. And I think most people sort of realistically will say, okay, right, you wouldn't stand with your feet the same width as a wedge as you would do with a 3-wood. It just wouldn't seem natural to have your feet this wide apart with the golf ball kind of there, and likewise have your feet being this part with the ball like there somewhere. It just wouldn't look normal. So I don't think you would do that, to be fair. So if you can keep a constant, for me, I like the balls to be obviously just left of centre, because it means you have to move in this way better. The ball gets back here somewhere, you tend to sort of hit back on it. And that's where the drop kick comes from. You sort of stay back to try and almost hit up out of it, and there's your bad shot. So yeah, ball certainly further forward. I think for me, grip, right hand. Oh, go back to the side. Right hand position was key. Grip pressure was key. If we try and squeeze that club, the second you squeeze that right thumb, it's going to spin round. And if it spins, constantly or not, the more it spins, the more you're going to grip it, aren't you? And you get that hammer kind of grip. You come back to the golf ball now with your thumb, as you can see to the side there. That's not going to be your thumb kind of in here, and that golf ball. It's just the elbows and arms don't want to work that well. Okay, so we can get that sensation of this is the impact we're trying to work on. Again, if you were to do this now, I get people to say at home, if you can do, if you've got any airflow balls, even just having a welcome mat, and the golf's on TV or stuff on all the adverts on Sky Sports we have to watch in this country. Back in America, so the Golf Channel, when it comes on, put the mat on the ground, just scrape it for 5 minutes, golf comes back up, club back in the bag, let's watch the golf again. More ad breaks. I don't know about Strixon 8333 and Callaway, whatever. I just go make a cup of tea most of the time. So yeah, just get that feeling there. You can get that ingrained over time, yeah. And that's obviously the impact of a full swing.
The stroke almost seems like an exaggerated pendulum.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah, I mean, that's coming from pretty much up there, yeah. But yours is kind of coming from in here with a bit of this, a little bit of that, and then a lot of that. So there's a lot kind of.
You're at least the not the full backswing, but as you're coming through, it seems almost like a pendulum.
Basically, momentum of the golf club kind of comes in. If you allow the momentum of that golf club to sort of just do what it wants to do, you can create speed. Hence why I said at the start, that guy sitting in chairs in the ball 225 yards, having had a stroke. Okay, he was an ex-professional, so he's a good golfer, he can control the golf club. But this move in, how you understand how speed works. You create speed with your hands. If you're fearful of hitting the ball left, so you're using the left hand action, you're losing speed. So then what do you sacrifice? Well, either a long way but goes left, or less left but goes nowhere. What are you going to do? Okay, I'll aim further right, hit the ball left. Oh, it goes then it starts going to the right. Oh dear, where am I going now? And then you're sort of in the devil in the deep blue sea thinking, well, what am I doing?
You're right about the knee thing and all, because that was the way I was
slam that left heel.
That was a big Nicklaus thing.
Yeah. Nicklaus he was a definite advocate of slam that left heel. Slam the left heel down the knee leads. I mean, the swing in effect hasn't changed that much in all its years. The swing does still work from the ground up. It's how things from midway up continue to work. That's been the biggest thing. I think people think it's sort of to the extreme, the lower half starts to downswing, which it pretty much does. But then they sort of forget the rest of the golf club and they just keep twisting. And it just, then things start breaking down and bending. So, make sense?
Yeah.
Good man. Okay, well,